when I was onboarding a new executive team.
Yes.
One of the things I did when I sat down with them and talking about who I was as a leader and what was important to me and my values and expectations, as I shared with them, I care about you.
Yes.
I will ask you questions about your life. I will remember the name of your pet. I will and so I'm telling you in advance, and I'm not doing it to be invasive. It's because I care not only about you who shows up to work with me every single day, but I care about the life that you're living. And I recognize that all these other elements of your life feed the person that shows up in front of me today.
And you just remember. At least it seems like you do, Amy. Like you remember where each family is and each animal or whatever's going on.
Well, I don't have a knack for first names, but I have a knack for your dog or your trip or your passion or your life.
And, a trick or a tip for listeners who aren't like you that way, thinking types or more analytic types who don't tune into the people at first, they just keep a log. They write down the names of a person's children or what's going on for them because they want to remember. That's what they're building, that skill to remember things later. Now, one of the things that you asked me to do with you was to help you think about the culture you wanted to create, the next generation of the culture at the Heritage Group. And that alone shows what you're interested in, right? It's about the people and the environment. So it was your gift because that's what you would think about. It also, when you said, I want a culture of feedback in the room, conflict, which is when we have different views about business issues, in the room, I want to have conversations. You started like this was hard for you, right? As a nice, kind person, even some of the shifts you wanted to do were hard. True?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, the emotional intelligence side of it comes with both strengths and maybe it's a strong word, curse, because with it tends to come the nice gene or the kind gene. And so I do care. And I can see the impact of a situation that has on an individual. I can worry about a conversation afterwards and what would I have done different? How could I have made that better, et cetera. So I'm trying to balance those two things as I think about my leadership development.
So I'm curious what you do to be better at that.
I've learned lots of techniques, many from you. I think one of the opportunities is inviting more people into the conversation. So it's not Amy just to give feedback. We all own and creating this culture of accountability with my team. But I'll say maybe one particular tip for me as the feeling type is I shared openly with my team that this was something that I was committed to and invited their help. And so in kind of showing that vulnerability, what I sort of have done is push it back on them, which is to have them ask me for feedback. And by having them initiate, as an example, it creates this really safe zone for me, right? Because I care deeply. I want to help them. They're asking me, how can I be better? And so it creates a really great opportunity to have a critical conversation that's essential.
Great. Did you actually ever show them your from to, it's called a from to list of behaviors around feedback? Did you share that with them? It was sort of the old and the new?
Yeah, I did. I mean, and we talked even at a team level about where we currently were and then what we were at work on. And this was an example of something that I was able to not only articulate, but am now demonstrating and making it up real time.